The Kuudra revamp has been out for a bit, probably about a week, not really paying attention, I'm just playing the game, and in my time playing the game, I've finally gotten enough Kuudra teeth, essence, and just attribute stuff to finally pull an Infernal Aurora setup. And when I say Infernal Aurora setup, I mean I have 3/4 Infernal Aurora and Wither Goggles, because Wither Goggles are still the best helmet in the game for some reason. And in this video, I just want to go over exactly how sick this armor set is, because it is very good. It is also very expensive. I spent like 1.5 bill plus on this thing because I had to get attributes, I had to get attribute shards to level it up, I had to get essence. This cost me a lot of money and a lot of time. So if you enjoy this video or if it helps you out, I'd really appreciate a like or a subscription. I'm on the way to 69,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you go down below and subscribe. Also, remember to use code BANANA on the Hypixel store whenever you're checking out. It's the best way to support the channel, and it's literally free. It just gives me money, and that is the greatest thing that any person could do. So let's just marvel at my set for a second. You're going to see that I have mana pool, mana regeneration on every single piece. I have perfect sapphire on every piece, and then I have mana vampire 4 on most things, and then mana vampire 10 on my chest plate, because this was the first thing I leveled up. This was the first max thing. You can see I got the grand searing rune. This is an expensive piece by itself. I don't have art of peace. I don't have G7 P7. Some of those things are just too expensive for me. I'm going broke just buying the set in general. But whenever I equip this set, you're going to see that I'm going to have a lot of mana. I'm using a golden dragon right now, and I have 6,152 mana. That's really not that insane. If I take off my helmet and throw it onto a storm setup, you're going to see that I end up with about 500 less mana, so like 10% more when you're looking at the Infernal Aurora compared to base storm. But that's still not going to be the main thing that Aurora offers. Obviously, having more intel is great, but the main thing you're looking at is these attribute shards. Mana pool is going to be the main reason I'm getting a lot more intel right now, but then mana regen is going to insanely increase your viability as a mage, because mana regen is just the best attribute. It's going to make you regenerate your mana faster. It's as simple as that, and it is as good as it seems. If I just go and Hyperion around a bit, you're going to see it's kind of tough for me to lose a lot of mana. I've been clicking and clicking and clicking, and I'm barely down to half my mana, and you're going to see recharging that back up very quick. I'm getting about 330 mana per mana regen tick. I believe that's per second that it's actually doing, and I'm already back at max mana from Hyperioning around like that, and I don't even have an orb down. With an orb down, you're gonna see I throw down this orb, and I'm already at max mana right now. I already regened it within 3 seconds of mana regeneration because of just how good my attribute is. I have level 7 on all my armor pieces, and my equipment is basically nothing right now. I believe I have level 5 on one piece, and then other than that, I have level 1, level 2, and I don't even have it on another piece. So there's still a lot of room to grow with my mana regeneration, and I am regenerating it way too fast to run out of stuff when I'm fighting normal mobs. You can see this Barbarian Duke is at full health, and I'm just going to be able to straight up kill it with no regeneration of mana just because of how good the mana regen is. I don't need to cool down myself at all. I literally just go, I kill it, I do the 70 million damage, and I'm back at max mana already because, seriously, I regenerate it too fast. If I'm just doing anything but Hyperioning around, if I'm just freaking teleporting normally, look how hard it is for me to lose mana while just spamming instant transition on my AOTV. Obviously, you know, this isn't a high cost mana ability, but even on just other sets that are mage based, you're going to run out of mana eventually while doing this, and I doubt you're going to reach that point anytime soon on Infernal Aurora, because seriously, I'm down like I'm down 40 mana at most from what I've seen right now, and I'm still just teleporting and teleporting as much as I can. All right, to really show off the armor, I'm going to try and do an Enderman Boss here. Kind of rusty on doing these, especially in Mage, but I feel like using this armor should be pretty sick against it, because I'm going to regen that mana kind of quick, you know, so hopefully this works. You can see my healing is really good. My damage is really good. This is just pretty solid. I can just use mana and heal with Mana Vampire, and I regen that mana so fast due to just mana regen being really good on this. I'm not using anything like the Void Gloom set on this, and I'm still able to absolutely nuke this boss just because of how stacked my mana setup is. Yeah, so I got a nice quick kill there, and I am not wearing Final Destination armor because this armor is just so good. I was at like full mana the whole fight. I did not have to use something like Soul Whip, so I was just able to absolutely nuke that boss because Infernal Aurora is just so good. One other thing to keep in mind is looking at the combat stats of this set compared to Storm, because this set is a lot better in the health and defense area. You're going to see I have 4482 health with 938 defense when I'm wearing my 3/4 Aurora here, and then when I switch to my 3/4 Storm, it's only going to be 3726 with 829 defense. So that is actually a pretty substantial. In reality, right now, there is pretty much nothing that can show this armor at its full potential, and that kind of goes for every single Infernal set, because that's just how they've kind of designed the game. Whenever they make a best armor set, they for some reason don't make content that best armor set is particularly useful in. Right now, you can do the highest tier of Kuudra in just Storm armor, and you'll be just fine, but if you get something like Infernal Aurora, like I have, you are going to do a bit better. You are going to do a bit more damage and just have a bit more fun when it comes to regenerating that mana, because boy oh boy does it regenerate fast. The stats on this armor are not fantastic. You only get like 20% more intel than Storm at the max level, and that is just terrible when looking at the scaling from Crimson to Necron, where Crimson is getting almost 2 times the relevant stats compared to Necron. So Aurora's stats aren't that great. Its passive, not that great. The runic spells and arcane vision, all that garbage. Aurora Staff is terrible. It's not a good item for anyone who has some endgame stuff. If you're early game, Aurora Staff is one of the best items in the game, but endgame players, if you're using Aurora Staff, there's a problem with you. So everything on this is not a great armor set, but it is going to give you the most intel out of any of the Kuudra armor sets, and the attributes are fantastic on here. Mana pool, mana regen is just so good. It's an amazing combo. Mage got really lucky with the combos it got given in this update, and I am super hyped for the future of using this armor set because they're adding those combat masteries in the future. They'll obviously add more mobs and just bosses in the future that will probably be able to be maged, and whenever those get added, I'm sure that Infernal Aurora is going to absolutely smack, just because you can regen that mana so fast and deal just so much damage. I hope we get some changes to the passive and the Aurora Staff in general. It's just not good right now. I'd love to see some scaling get added to that, or just something to keep it relevant. But that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to kind of go over a set that I've spent a lot of time and money on, so please like the video. This has taken me so much time. It's taken me way too many coins, and I'm basically broke now. If anyone wants to quit and give me like 18 billion coins, I could get 15-star Infernal super easily. But until then, I'm probably going to be just grinding Fiery Kuudra, trying to get some more money. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it helped you out. And I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out.